baby. Today, we're going to talk to my new friend, Mr. Hunter, man. What is going on, man? What you been up to today?
Not a whole lot, just doing some errands. It's Sunday. I like to, use Sunday to kind of do the house chores and just get things done and get ready for the next week. So just been kind of doing that. Now we're doing this interview.
Yeah, fantastic, man. So, how do you pronounce your last name?
It's Niswender.
Okay, so the way it's spelled.
Yeah.
Okay,
every
cool.
time someone mispronounces it, I'm like, it's not that. It's the way it's spelled.
There you go, man. So, all right. So you were telling me off camera you train mixed martial arts, you train Muay Thai, you do some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well.
Yeah, I work in some ground game at the end of classes. We've been implementing that because I'm looking forward to getting back in the MMA setting. But I've been really focusing on a lot of just like Muay Thai and kickboxing and just a lot of striking.
Right.
And towards the end, I do a little session of some ground game with whoever's left over at the class.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, it looks like you're trying to do it all. That's good, man. How long have you been?
Stay well-rounded.
That's right. How long have you been competing and training altogether?
I've been competing for, I want to say like 2, maybe 3 years now. A good portion of it was independent. Okay. I had quite a few fights independently, and then I've been training with combat recovery and just working alongside the guys at Brojo here and there, sparring with them and kind of learning a few things from those guys because it's a great gym over there as well.
Where are you from?
I'm from Moravia, New York. Small little town just south of Auburn, and Auburn is where my gym is based out of. So I'm just like south, about 45 minutes south of Auburn, New York.
Okay, yeah, I have never been that far north, but I have.
Yeah.
But I've interviewed a lot of guys from your area, the Rochester area, Auburn, Syracuse, things like that. I've had a lot of, There's a big growth up there nowadays that I haven't seen too much,
Yeah, I mean, like if you go back to like 2015, 2000, and even before that, it wasn't even. I don't even think it was like really legal around here. There wasn't that many gyms. There was the scene, the fighting scene out here was like nothing. But now it's taken off. There's gyms everywhere.
Yeah, I know it, man. It's making it where, like I've been covering this sport for about 20 years, and I've been watching it for 26 years. I mean, 1999 was the first time I ever watched UFC. And I got to watch the growth of the states that became legal as far as mixed martial arts. And,
right.
I don't know how long it took for New York, but if memory serves me correctly, even a place like Madison Square Garden didn't have one for almost 25 years after mixed martial arts was a thing here in this country. So.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They frowned upon it for a long time.
I mean,
a lot of states thought it was too dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Okay, when I first started watching it, it was more of a spectacle, which I loved it because of it being a spectacle. But when they started turning it more into a legitimate sport, that's when people kind of untightened their butt and said, "Okay, we're gonna make legal in every state."
Right.
Which, to the best of my knowledge, I believe every state has it. That it's legal in. I mean, Sean O'Malley's from Montana, but I don't think they've ever had a UFC event in Montana. So,
yeah, it's I'm pretty sure almost all states now have it legalized, but I think there's still a few out there that still are just, I don't know, they're anal about it. They don't like it. It's too dangerous.
I get it. People, I mean, it's, if you'd kind of examined it in the early 2000s, late 90s, then yeah, absolutely. I mean, I remember when Tank Abbott fought Cabbage Carrera. I remember when he fought Cabbage Carrera, man. Afterwards, there's a big melee or brawl afterwards, and the sport was being very closely watched back then, and it was just kind of like one of those things where it was a very unsophisticated way of doing things.
Yeah, the early 90s, or the late 90s, early 2000s, was fucking rugged. I think it was more dangerous back then than it is now. It's so modified, and there's so many fighters nowadays that were, full on mixed martial arts. It's still dangerous, but it's not as dangerous as it was in that era at the time. So.
No, I mean, what rules? I think there was literally only like 2 rules back then. I don't even remember what they were. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's just,
that's fucking rugged.
Yeah, exactly, man. So, how old are you?
I am 24 years old.
Yeah,
or young, some would say.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was your age when I fought. So, I was your age when I fought. And the thing about it is that that's very young. I mean, you got guys that are world champions now, like Marab, who's in his mid-30s and became the champion. So it's not an old age at all. You're still, I know you don't see it this way now, but technically, you'll look back and in 15 years, you'll be like, I was just a kid.
Yeah, I'll just be like a nostalgic feeling in a while.
I know it. I didn't listen to my elders. I should have. So, tell me about the last fight you just had.
My last fight was against Williams. I fought for Gladius half a dozen times, and it was my Gladius debut. It wasn't my debut. It wasn't my debut for anything, but it was my Gladius debut. I never fought with him before, and it was his retirement fight. He was trying to go out with a bang. It was a really great fight. I could knock him down. He could knock me down, but I was dominant for the majority of the fight, and I was landing some vicious knees, which I don't know how the heck he took those knees to the body, and that's what kind of made my coach want me to do a Muay Thai fight. It's like, dude, if you can land knees like that, if you can do it in a Muay Thai fight, you can do it multiple times. In K1 kickboxing, you can only knee or strike one strike, and then you have to break. So that's kind of what the clinch game is, kind of like what sparked us off with the idea of a Muay Thai fight in the future.
Yeah. Now tell me about what fights you potentially have coming up.
Well, October 11th in Auburn, New York, at the Holiday Inn, Rage in the Cage 31 is having an event down there, and it's so close to my home that I just can't miss an opportunity like that. It's probably, I'd say, about 35, 40 minutes away from my house, and I'd say it's a 5-minute walk from my gym. So it's literally right down the road. It would be great, and I think I could sell a lot of tickets and have a lot of people that haven't seen me fight, a lot of family members, friends, mutual friends, and I think I can gather a good crowd and a good audience this time, and get a lot of people in the crowd cheering and whatnot. There's been a struggle with getting attendance in there and selling tickets and etc. when these fights are 2-3 hours away. It's like, you get a handful of people that will buy a ticket and come, but sometimes it's hard to get 20 plus people to come drive 3 hours for a fight.
Right. Well,
it can be a little bit difficult sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I interviewed a lot of the fighters from Rage in the Cage 30. So a lot of those guys that were on that card, you might know some of them. I can't name them off the top of my head because I interviewed so many, but that was, the event went very well, and it was in Rochester, I believe it was.
Yep.
So the fact that it's coming to Auburn, that's fantastic, or Albany. Isn't that what you said it was, in Albany?
Auburn.
Okay, Auburn, Albany. You get why I would get confused with that. But, yeah, man. So, did you grow up where you're at?
Yeah, I've been living in Moravia basically my whole life. Did a little bit of traveling when I was younger, but I've been born and raised in this Moravia, Cortland, Auburn area. Those are Auburn, Cortland, Ithaca, Moravia. That's my area, the northern hemisphere of the state. And I haven't really left. I've just been here. I'm content being here. It's a nice place. The only thing is the winter. The winters suck out here, but I mean, it's beautiful. You get all 4 seasons. So I've never left. I've been here my whole life.
Yeah. Oh man, I've heard good things about the northern part of New York. So.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a good place. It's a good place to settle down. Good place for a family. You know, I'm recently a new father. I have twin girls at home. They're 3 months old.
Oh,
So
fantastic!
yeah, that's been one thing that's been a lot different. Is like going back to your last question about my last fight. My last fight, my girlfriend was home with the girls, and it was like easier to go through the training camp. And
Right.
and now she's back at work. I'm a stay-at-home dad, and I'm doing the training that I can. But it's a whole different life experience. So I'm trying to implement. I'm trying to find the balance of the stay-at-home dad, being a father, all the stuff that happens outside the cage,
Yeah.
and also getting my gym time in, and getting in the cage as well. So I'm just trying to find that happy medium balance in life where everybody can be happy.
Yeah. Do you think you have the potential to do mixed martial arts for a living?
I want to. I tell people all the time, like my close friends, I'm like, I don't even care if I made, an average pay like $50K a freaking year doing this. If I got to do what I love doing, I would do it. You got people who are welders or plumbers or mechanics that make 50 to 70 grand a year, and they're working every day. If I can fight 3-4 times a year and make that amount of money, or even more, I'd be content with that. I'm not really in this for the money. I'm in it for the lifestyle and what it's done to me to change my life.
Did you have a rough past?
Yeah, a little bit. It's kind of refined me. I was just misguided a lot when I was younger, and I got in a lot of trouble. Went through a lot of incarceration. Spent a couple years in jail. Before that, I went to juvie as a juvenile, and I just didn't have an outlet. I skateboarded for a while. That was helping me stay out of trouble, and then I found fighting, and I had my first amateur fight. I won. Had my second amateur fight, won again, and it was just something for me to stay focused on. And I think everybody should at least get involved in it, even a little bit. I think it's something great to do for everybody, but it's really helped me stay busy. Idle hands get you in trouble.
Yes, it does. I agree. I'm glad you agree with that. So, you plan on maybe fighting in October, but if something were to come up in September, would you take it?
I would like to. My ego, wants me to, but when my opponent broke his foot on fight week for my last fight that got canceled, I also got sick, so it was kind of a blessing in disguise. I had a respiratory. I don't know what it was. I didn't really go to the doctor, but I had a lot of food in my lungs. It was kind of a blessing in disguise. And so I've been out, and I just started feeling better a couple days ago, and I'm planning on getting back into the gym starting this week. And so I don't know. I still feel confident. I still feel sharp, but I just want to make sure, when I go out there, I'm 100%. I don't want to go out there at 70 and then kind of blame myself later on that I could have worked a little bit more, took a little bit more time. Because I've done that in the past. I've jumped, had 2 fights lined up back to back. Sometimes it's not the greatest idea. Sometimes you need to take a step back and just realize, maybe it's not the greatest time to jump in. And I want to. I was going to fight for Laced Up in September, but it's just not a good time. I think I need that month of September to get ready, and the remaining month of this month, September, and then the beginning portion of October to sharpen me up a little bit more and be able to perform on October.
Yeah, man. Well, before I let you go, do you got anything you want to say?
Not much. Just stay tuned. Give me a follow or whatnot. We'll have something cooking up for you guys, and hopefully we can get a knockout reel or a highlight reel or just a dominant victory here in October. Full Contact 31, Auburn, New York. It's going to be a showdown. Hopefully we can catch up.
Well, I started following you on Instagram, so y'all go follow this guy on Instagram. And next, if you have something coming up soon or when you ever fight, schedule an appointment. Schedule another interview with me, and we'll talk and we'll promote the fight.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely let you know. We'll stay in the loop, and once I get something scheduled, I'll let you know.
Hey, I appreciate you being with me, man. I'm gonna close this out, man. I already started following you on Instagram, and we'll get you out there.
We deal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Oh, anytime, man. Ladies and gentlemen, you could have been doing anything else, but you decided to join me and Hunter today, and I sure do appreciate every time you did. This has been Hank Russell on the Hank Russell Invitation here on Millions.co. And until next time, have a pleasant evening.
See ya.